How you doing, guys? We have not really got to work on this thing at all today. We managed to get the roof or the top of the slide installed here. And if anybody is rebuilding one of these things, don't make the first mistake that I did. There is a little bit of a difference in width between the bottom of the slide and the top of the slide. It's not going to matter, and it makes sense once you start putting it together, but this is the inside of the slide. This is where the trim pieces are going to get installed. So this is the side that matters. This side is the outside, and it's just a little different here. I think you can see that, but it's not going to matter because there's a flange right here that's going to make up any of this difference. I'm pretty sure that's the reason they built it this way, because everything's got tolerances built in. There was a conversation last night, and it's a good conversation to have. Why in the heck am I filling up all of these tubes with spray foam? It's actually a pro grade foam that we use. We've got one of those fancy guns because we switch back and forth between foam and adhesive. But here's my thinking. I spent all summer last year in the heat trying to figure out where the heat is, and see all that metal. When I was feeling around on the slides, and again, this is just me doing my stuff, the backside of the slide didn't feel terrible. There's actually styrofoam right here. I could feel a little bit of heat. I have no idea why they had two extra cutouts here, because the only one that matters is that one on the end. But my thinking is, I installed a radiant floor system, and it had hot water going through the tubes. The tubes heat up the floor heats up the house, everything's good. If this tube is full of hot air, all of these tubes are full of hot air, which means they've got heat in them. And I don't know how good of a job they're doing to transmit heat, but they're doing, it can't hurt, right? It took us, 15, 20 minutes to do it. A can of foam. So grand total, gosh, I think we're out $30. And it just seemed worth it. Does it help? I don't know. When we get done with this thing, if somebody's got a slide and a thermal camera and they want to meet me at a campground somewhere, I'd be super interested to find out. Anyway, I'm here by myself. We spent the whole day doing our actual day job. Had a couple of trucks in here, and I've managed to soak myself with brake fluid. We had a brake job, and one of the calipers leaked all over me while I was carrying it up because they had a core charge on it. But anyway, that's a long story, and nobody cares. The nose cone's done. We replaced the nose floor. That's over the fifth wheel hitch. We found no insulation. I don't think you can see up in there. I'm going to get a video later. We're going to drop this panel because we found that. Actually, here's a better side. That's my bedroom floor, and that's the little itty bitty teeny bit of insulation that they managed to get up in there. I know we can do it better, and at minimum we can seal it up with some foam and stop the air movement, because there's a couple of different ways that things get hot or cold. Air is the easy one. That's the reason the air conditioner runs all the time. And then you've got convection or whatever the scientific stuff is, but if something heats up, it transfers its heat to the other side, and we're just gonna try to slow the air down or stop. We can stop the air and then try to slow the rest of it down as best we can. But tomorrow we're gonna tackle the side, get started on that. But if anybody's wondered how this nose is put together, it starts at the bottom. This is over the hitch. New piece of 3/4 inch plywood. We just used the old board to cut it, cut the shape, put it right back in, everything married up. And then there's this next piece right here. It's a separate piece. It's a piece of 3/4 inch board that screws from the inside down. And then everything, believe it or not, builds from the bottom up. So there's another piece. You can see the triangle. So from the bottom triangle to that top triangle is one piece, and then there's a curved piece at the top here that's all one piece, and that gets us up to our roof system. We're going to change some of that around to accommodate some other goodies that are about to show up. We're going to reroute the wires that came through the frame. I don't need to go into detail, but basically these are clearance lights, and these are slide and 12 volt lights, and then there's a couple of slides and 12 volt controls here. We've got a plan for those. I'll show you those later. I'm going to walk in here real quick and show you what the inside of this thing looks like and show you how we laid it out. Oh, and if anybody watched the video yesterday of all the critters underneath the fifth wheel hitch, my wife pointed out that, well, guys, you didn't pick up your beer cans. Hey, just for the record, we don't drink on the job, but come around 5 or 6 o'clock, depending on when we're going to shut down for the day, especially after this project, I can assure you that there's a cold one in the fridge, and there's going to be a couple others, or I'm sorry, a couple missing out of the fridge when we get done. But anyway, I try to be professional sometimes, but this is what started this whole craziness. Roof trusses are gone. We did figure out that the roof trusses, if you look right here, there's a screw coming from the top. So they're going through the wood from the top down into the aluminum. We're going to go the other way, because once this thing's put together, if it leaks again, then it's going to the back field, and I'm going to say that more than one cold beer is going to be involved, some tannerite and quite possibly some diesel fuel. And we will not be calling the fire department until it's good and gone. But anyway, so here's what the inside looks. There's no structure up here except for the floor. There's two different pieces of 3/4 inch plywood. There's the bottom one, and then the next one that goes up, and then the rest of it is on a frame. And we just drew lines, screwed everything in, glued it and screwed it on the back side. We're going to put a new closet system in. I've got a buddy of mine that builds closets and cabinets and all kinds of high-end cabinetry. He's coming by on Friday to take measurements. We're going to go back with completely different stuff. That is, I don't think it's mold. I think it was backing off of the carpet, but it had a washer and dryer hookup. That's going away. If I need laundry, then I've stayed too long. So that's going away, and we're going to do a little bit better job on the closet. And then we actually are going to use this hole. This had the washer dryer hookup. This hole, or we may have to move that over a little bit, but if I do, then I can patch it, no big deal. But there's going to be a small mechanical chase that goes up the side of this wall. This is on the passenger side of the camper, inside the bedroom. It's going to go up and go into the roof. We're going to rewire a little bit of this stuff, move a few things around. We're about to get into the bathroom. This is what the bathroom wall looks like next to the driver's side. I just can't believe the stuff here, but we've got 12 volt switches just crimped. The crimp ends are plugged in there. That's what we've got. And then these remodel boxes or RV boxes. None of that's going back. And then this pipe, I've never seen pipe this thin. I guess it makes sense. It's not under pressure, so why not? Hopefully I can find this stuff, because we're going to reconfigure this wall a little bit. And then there's the rest of the damage. So the plan is we're going to finish the nose. We're going to get all this done. We're going to take this wall all the way back to the back of the bathroom where I believe the vast majority of the damage is, and then the rest of the roof rebuild should be super straightforward. I hope to be putting the actual roof system on by middle of next week, middle to end of next week. It depends on how much business comes through the shop that keeps us from working on this thing. So when this is all said and done, we're going to be open for business on campers. I just had to figure this thing out on my own camper to understand it. got plenty of electrical and carpentry, and we've got guys here that do all that kind of stuff, but I had to see it for myself. Good grief. That's what's up. I think that's all you need for now. If you've got questions, ask. I'm here to help the camping world out. Maybe we can make these things a little bit better. We're going to completely redo these trusses. I'll show you how to do that here, hopefully tomorrow. But that's what's up. Have a good night, guys.